Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Here on my channel, I show my planning and budgeting journeys for everything that I do as a wife, a mother, a farmer, and a professional in a nonprofit, of everything that helps to keep me being efficient and effective in all of those areas. I've shared in another video that creating sinking funds was one of the two things that was the most pivotal in my journey to financial stability. And I chuckle when I say that because that sounds different to everybody, but I do consider myself financially stable, provided that everybody can keep going to work. That's always the caveat, right? Okay, so I made this because there are some sinking funds that I have had for like a long time. And so those I already have, but I was trying to come up with some different ways to do some additional sinking funds for things that come out of miscellaneous expenses that probably just don't need to. And so I drew this up to sit down and figure out how I was going to do this. So I'm going to start at the top with the ones that I already have, set up, and I'm pretty comfortable with them. And then I thought about just doing I was first going to do my hair. I don't get my hair done very often, at all. I love getting my hair done, but it's just one of those expenses I've decided that I don't need to do regularly. I'm sure there will be a time when I start going gray that I will need or feel the need to color my hair more often. I recently just got my hair done, and my mom usually offers to pay for it for my birthday. I recently had a birthday, so she paid for it. And that was that and getting a pedicure was her paying for a pedicure was my birthday gift. Anyway, so I do it maybe twice a year, so I pay for it about once a year, but I was like, this could really, I don't know. Anyway, so household and personal care was also where I was including some of that, but I'm also kind of doing that cash stuffing, which is technically different than than my sinking funds, but I'm going to put it all in here and kind of go with it. So I have insurance. We had a giant insurance bill, and we actually went in yesterday and ended up being able to get a different policy and have that totally lowered. So I feel really fantastic about that. But so just going based off of that new number, my car insurance for 6 months will be $1,100 plus, and I'm rounding up, $500 for my homeowner's insurance, just because costs always go up. And so then I divide that by 6 because I pay it every 6 months. That leaves $266. So my goal amount is $1,600. I need that in May and November, which is 6 months in between. Well, I guess we'll do it like this because May's already passed. So I need that in November. That leaves me 6 months to save it. So that is $266. So I'm rounding up to $270 per month. And then so per paycheck, some people who are paid every 2 weeks will then go ahead and divide every one of their sinking funds and take a little bit out each paycheck. That's not how I've done it. There are some that come out first paycheck and some that come out second paycheck. So for the ones that I don't take out every paycheck, I'm just going to put, and car insurance is one of them. It comes out, I think, the first paycheck, and just the whole $270 I set aside the first paycheck, and then I just do different stuff with the second paycheck. That's always made more sense to me than taking the same thing out multiple times. However you do it, it doesn't really matter, but that's how we've done it. So car registration, whoops, I think I cannot find the trailer registration. So I don't know, I'm pretty sure I know I'm pretty sure that we're going to be looking at $284 for my husband in September, and that's due date needed is the end of September. So I have I only have 5 months left to save for that, which actually puts us at $56.80. But because I wasn't sure of the amount, I am actually taking $75 for these next few months just to make sure that I have enough, because I'm not totally positive. And when I set it up to take $75, I wasn't completely positive what all the registrations on his vehicles were, because shame on me. And I don't know where the trailer and the motorcycle one are to find out. So I did some looking online and I have a best guess. Anyway, our goal for Christmas is $600. It's needed by December. That's 12 months. 600 divided by 12 is $50 a month. That's another one. I take that out the first paycheck, so I don't pull it out per paycheck. For his haircut, it was like, so the goal amount is $25, but it's ongoing because he needs it every time he gets his haircut. $25 about every 3 months. It's approximate, which is like $8 a month, which is about $5 a paycheck. So I've been putting between 5 and 10 in. At some point I'll quit taking it out. If it's at some point I'll quit taking it out if it's full, or if I have enough and he hasn't gotten a haircut in a while. I'm just like, this is ongoing. I'm trying to kind of figure out what this is. So maybe 108 months maybe I spend between hair and anything else. So that's $12.50 a month, which is $6 a paycheck. So it's starting to rain quite loudly, so hopefully that's not too distracting. So vehicle repairs is something, okay, so the new car registration, I'm going to do it differently. Well, I'm not going to do it differently, I'm just going to do the math correctly, and that should be, I'm going to round up, so then I want 600 in 12 months, which should bring me back to $50 a month, and I just pay that once per month. I don't know how, well, I do know how to get this stuff before, but that should be correct at this point in time. So household personal care, I've just been doing $20 a paycheck, which is $40 a month, which ongoing keeps us at which puts us at about $480 a year. Interesting. We'll see if that pans out. So these are the two that I know that I want to start funding. I would like to be able to put $100 a month in there, and probably $20 a month in there. Whether I break that down into paycheck or just by month, we'll have to see. But you know, that puts us at about $1,200 a year. And like it's just ongoing. And the same thing with clothing, that's revolving. I can do mental math really, but sometimes I'm like, oh, if I'm doing it in front of people, I better make sure I'm doing it right. So that's probably a pretty accurate depiction. So those, I just went backwards from what I would like to stuff in per paycheck or per month to get me to a goal amount, because I don't have like a long-term goal amount, but it's you know, here and there. We don't buy a lot of clothing at all, but I think we all know that clothing is pretty expensive when we do need to buy it. So so anyway, this is kind of how I've looked at setting up my sinking funds. I'd be curious how you determine yours, if you do sinking funds, what that looks like. If you have questions for me, if you have comments, if I made an error on something, I'm always happy to hear feedback on things like that. But so this is what I've got. Let me know if you have any questions. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you're interested in seeing more, please hit that subscribe button, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Okay, have a good day.